It's your boy, your nephew, your cousin. It's the Don. Chaz Evans here, checking out the hottest podcast in the world, the 3 Count Podcast.
Hit him with a 3 count. Pin him to the ground and the crowd go wild, man down, know what y'all like. Hit him with a 3 count. On the top row crowd.
Chaz is definitely muted right now. 100%.
Yeah, unmute you. You can't
unmute yourself. Yo,
I unmuted myself. I hit the button.
Chaz went off.
I do this every week.
Yeah.
You want me to do the intro for you now?
Sure, Damien. Why not? Hey, give it some different flavor to the show. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Chaz and Friends. There you go.
Let's go down the roster. I feel like that should definitely be like, just Damien, hey, welcome to Chaz and Friends. Let's go down the roster. It's Red Dog, Chaz, and myself. Good. Move on.
That's exactly what I was going to do.
The whole intro would be like a whole 5 minutes shorter.
Yep, I would have.
We got some other interviews going on.
Yeah. Cliff does interviews. You know about it. Check it out. I don't know who's on it, but watch it. I know he does them.
Follow us.
Right.
You already know we have all this stuff going on up here. Then we have the t-shirt store. Go check it out.
Yeah, right.
Well, in that case, then temp check. Let's get right to it.
No, you start on a different level. I'm good with that.
That's how the show's going. Temp check. So y'all know what temp check is. Damien, go.
All righty. I'm gonna have
stop
to
explaining
give it to,
everything.
I'm gonna give it to Damian Priest and Bad Bunny. I'm gonna have to put both of them on that. Because that was fire.
Yeah.
That's probably my match of the week too.
You know what? Cool. We'll kill it all in one stone because I think we all can agree. Go ahead, Cliff. What you got?
I was gonna say, hottest wrestler of the week. I'm definitely gonna lean with Damian Priest and Bad Bunny at the same time. I agree. That's 100%. I'm also gonna agree. Match of the week is definitely that. I know a lot of people could be like, "There's a lot of shenanigans in that match. It was all over the place." Like, I know that's what made it fun. And then coldest wrestler of the week. I'm gonna be honest, man. I kind of have to agree with what you said last week, and like Darby Allin is gonna have to be my coldest wrestler of the week because that.
Oh, got a new one, Jungle Boy. That's my coldest. I'll explain later. I will explain later.
So, I think what Damien, what you're going with, it actually leads to what my probably thing is too. So yeah, today we're sponsored by Mountain Dew, guys. Not really.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I hate sugar.
Also 7-Eleven sponsor. I had my coffee this morning.
Yeah.
Anyway, so look, my hottest wrestler of the week is Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. My match of the week, Damian Priest versus Bad Bunny. I very loudly popped throughout that entire match. JJ is back from college. I watched it with him. He popped. And it's hard for him to pop now. It is. And it's not like watching stuff with him.
Normally I don't like matches like that. Like we know that. Normally I don't fuck with matches like that. But that was good. Was something. That was something. And I was in a shitty mood yesterday too. So I was extra petty. And I was extra yesterday. So,
funny. Who?
I had to be like, oh.
You know who produced that? I saw this morning. Jamie Noble.
Hey.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, so shout out to Jamie Noble. Jamie Noble always puts on fire matches. I feel like all the time when you really think about it and they show what matches and like the real fire ones, they're like, oh, that was really fun. Jamie Noble's always really has his hand on him. Even in the women's, he does the women's matches.
He's my boy. That's my boy right there.
Shout out to Jamie Noble.
I love that freaking gimmick.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Jamie Noble. Yeah, definitely. But
he just knows
he gets it. He gets it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna go with.
He really gets it, and
no, he does.
I think anytime Jamie Noble's producing a match, it gets an audible pop out of me. So, but yeah, also my coldest wrestlers. I'm going with again Jungle Boy and Darby Allin this time, adding Darby to the list. Yeah,
still can't forget Chris Jericho. He's always on.
Yeah, he's on the do not remove list.
Yeah, he definitely is not good. Until he retires and goes into a Hall of Fame. Nah, we good.
Yeah, but yeah, I'd rather see Sammy versus MJF at this point. But yeah, all right, cool. There we go. We got all that, and now let's go right into our first topic.
Wow, 5 minutes in.
Yeah,
look at that.
5 minutes in, we done temp check. We done match of the week. We done the intro and announcements. Wow,
we are efficient.
It only took
That's what I'm going to name this episode. The one where they're efficient.
It only took us 3 years to do it.
And it was by accident.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was.
Which is even better. Even better. But all right, cool. The first topic. Jade Cargill. She is now, what is it? 57, I think. Is it 57? If someone can fact check me on there on the comments. 57-0 after defeating Gia Scott, who actually beat Pure Ignorance. So technically, I guess Jade Cargill also by default beats Pure Ignorance too, which sucks if you think about it.
Sorry about that. I want to take my name off of that now.
So we kind of are part of the.
Nah, she had help.
That is true. She had help with Gabriel Kai, Maui,
and Mr. Grimm,
Maui Light, and Mr. Grimm.
Speaking of Gabriel Kai, he's actually our wrestler that's going to be on Now Entering the Ring.
You got Maui?
Yeah.
They done brought Maui on Now Into the Ring.
All right.
No, Damien, he's Maui. That's Maui.
Yeah, no, I told you. Remember you telling me?
That's Maui.
I remember you telling me.
Just wanted to let you know he's Maui,
exactly
right? All right, so Jade Cargill, she is still your TBS champion, 57-0. Has the title is the title hindering her now? What is the? Let me go look at my notes. What did I?
So is the title really holding her back? That's really kind of where you're trying to get at. Yes. Don't worry. That's consistent.
Damien, you want to start us off on this one?
Sure. Why not? Yeah. See, I was done at number 10. Just want to put that out there. Right. So, no, I think she's holding the title back. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it a stat, as you like to say. It's holding. She's holding that title back. I think somebody should have been champion. I mean, I get what they're doing, but I mean, at this point, they don't do live events, so that number can't go up a little faster. So they're taking 2 years? How long has it been?
Yeah, it's been about 2 years. I mean, when you think about it, 52 weeks out of the year, and she was the first champion.
She never wrestled on. She didn't wrestle on every show though.
No,
I thought she wrestled every Rampage and then moved to every Dynamite.
I feel like there are some weeks that
there's some weeks that she did not.
There's some weeks she didn't. I know that for a fact.
So at least for 18 months she's had the title.
Yeah.
So I don't. It's like anytime I hear that she's gonna wrestle somebody, I really don't care. I'm gonna keep it seriously. I really do not care. Her facing Taya. And then I heard the stipulation. I was like, oh, well, she ain't going to win. It's seriously, I hear the matches and I'm like, okay. So
she's 373 days as of January 5th. So she's she's probably at least
she's over 400.
400 now, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm good.
Because she reached the year in January.
So yeah, I'm good. Like she should have lost it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. Like I feel like I keep forgetting she's got the title. I forget that there is a secondary women's championship.
Yeah. I kind of you switched it up by saying holding the title back, and I agree with you on that, but I do think it's holding Jade back as well. Every match she's had, legitimately for at least 90% of them, and I think 90 is giving a little leeway, but the majority of those matches were squashes, and she's just squashing. Don't want to say straight indie talent, but that's who she was facing. Yeah, she had a couple of matches where they were on the pay-per-view and they made it feel like a big deal, and that there was a possibility of a chance of her losing it. But for the majority of this run, she squashed everyone, and by squash I mean legit squash.
Yeah.
And there has never been a memorable Jade Cargill championship match.
I don't know. I beg to differ.
Can you?
There was some.
Name one. Name one. Name one offhand, though.
That was interesting. There's some that I thought would have been interesting.
No, for sure, absolutely.
That should have been a different outcome or done a different way. Like
absolutely,
her and Athena.
Yes.
Like her and Nyla Rose, or her and Taya Valkyrie, most recently.
Yeah.
Like
those are definitely three who should have won it.
Those are some of the people that okay, that was your chance.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, like no, I'm not saying that none of the she hasn't had any matches that were weren't interesting or weren't
right.
Like it's just you can't name one offhand. Like
me personally, Willow Nightingale and Jade in DC, and that's memorable because that was all of us.
Yeah, we were there.
That's why I was like, I'll say that one.
I understand. Okay, I can understand
that. Yeah, I can understand that one too.
But
that's a little bit more close to home.
Yeah, but they've done nothing with Jade. Jade has yet to elevate or even diminish. Really, she's just been legit stagnant, monotone, one line. And if whoever they're going to use to take that title off her and give her that first win, that first loss, I guess it's got to be somebody who's fresh and who they want to strap a rocket to. But who is it? If it wasn't like names that Damien's saying, there are names that should have won that belt. Taya Valkyrie should have won that belt. Could have been a big name. Athena could have been that one. Could have been a big name. If you still went, Chris Statlander could have been one of those.
Yeah,
Nyla Rose could have been one because I think they still have yet to do Nyla right.
No,
they have yet to do Nyla right. So, what's the holdup? What are we doing? Like we get it. Jade is a monster. Okay, when she is like the freak athlete. She's the China per se.
I wish she didn't talk.
I don't mind that. I don't mind it.
I like her. Yeah, I like
I don't like.
Maybe it's because I haven't heard her talk in a while. I think because like I told you, I was done at 10.
Yeah,
anytime I see anything to do with her, I keep it pushing.
Oh,
I don't know if she's evolved. I'm honestly gonna say I do not know if she's evolved from what the BS that I heard in the beginning. I guess.
Nah, I just love the fact where she's like, "Cut the shit, Renee," or like,
I love it.
"Cut the shit, Tony." I love that line. Like I know it's so cheesy, but the fact that she's like, nah. I'm with it.
I like her attitude. See, the thing is, though, I like her attitude and how she presents herself, and I want to care more. But
I think my problem is
that division.
My problem is that they're trying everything with her. They're like trying to work with her at the same time. Like I understand you're trying to build her up, right? I think before you put the TBS title on her, like you keep giving her matches to keep building up. But then like they're trying to they've tried with 3 different managers to get it to kind of stick. And the thing that she's doing with Sterling right now kind of works.
Right.
But it's like we've had Stokely was a person, Sterling was a person. I think at one time, I don't even know. People could just correct me. I thought Vicky Guerrero was in there at one time. Like there was just so many people that are trying to be a mouthpiece for her, and she really wants to take the ball and run with it, and I can see that. But she kind of does need as long she needs her Paul Heyman. Let's be like that, right? And once she gets comfortable, like on the mic again, like just cutting these one-on-one promos, then I can see you being that next, Brock type or Roman type, right? And just being able to cut promos on your own or having someone to help elevate what you're saying, your message. It's right now just my thing with what's going on with Jade is that I agree with you guys. She's kind of stagnated out right now. And that's no fault of hers. It's just 90% of her matches, 90% of her matches are the same match. Like, I hate to say that way because I love watching her work. I like watching her. Like when she comes out, she's got like a great entrance. She's obviously got a great body. Let's be real, right? Everybody out there. And then when she's
been getting better.
Yeah.
Right. She has, and that's the thing. She has been getting better. Like, yes, in the beginning,
I've seen it.
You can tell she was green in the beginning, but like, no, she's gotten better and better and better throughout this. Like, no, like nothing to her. And that's why
I'm not trying to knock her. I'm not trying to knock her at all.
That's why I feel like it's like they've done nothing. Like she should have lost by now. She should have moved on to the AEW Women's title because
and compete in there. Yeah,
exactly. At least like not saying she should win,
but at least compete for it.
Exactly. Like
she gotta get that rub.
Right. Exactly. Give her get her versus versus Jamie Hayter. Put Jamie Hayter in like legit trouble because Jamie Hayter is the biggest babyface a woman next to Britt Baker. If not, she's probably above Britt because Britt doesn't want to be the top. But let's just be real. Jamie Hayter's a beast. Like she's great. So why not put Jade? Let her lose. Boom. All right. Cool. Boom. Let her get a couple of wins and not squash matches, of course. Let Jade go through some adversity. Boom, let her get Jamie Hayter. Let her get the rub. Not saying she got to win, but put Jamie Hayter in trouble. Make it look like, oh, she could have won it. Put her in that that scene. Because right now she's not a main event star.
Well, and I think one of the things Bryan Danielson was saying was that he wants to see her go to Japan and like learn to work that style over there to help like sharpen up her skills. And I don't think, and it's funny, and I know you're gonna be like, oh God, right? But working somebody like Riho is definitely going to help help Jade get across. Yeah, it will. Like she's has the same kind of like Japanese attitude that Joshi girls over there are going to be amazing to work with. I think her going over there though is definitely going to help like evolve her character. But I think she needs to get the big name rubs, right? She needs to get her shoulders rubbing with Saraya, with Britt Baker, with Jamie Hayter. I agree 100% with that one. I think the more people that she can work that are like up on this upper echelon level instead of like mid to upper tier, I think she can definitely like help elevate the women's division as well.
I think she could too, but Japan could help, but she needs to go to NXT. That's where you need to go, Jade. NXT. They'll help everything out. You'll be great. Then you'll have a gym. Then you'll have a gym to go to all the time. Get that body right. Trying to tell you, it's already amazing.
Yeah, but WWE told her that she had to get rid of all of her sponsorships, and she was like, "No."
They told her she got sponsorships, and I can understand that.
They told her that she had to get rid of all of her sponsorships, and that she had to accept their contract on their terms. And she was like, "I'm only making like a third of what I'm making already. Like, why would I do this?" And they're like, "Well, it's the name, the WWE name is what's gonna get you up in stature." And she was like, "I'm good," and that's why she went to AEW.
Well, it might be different now. Now that he got a different person. It might be different.
It might.
Try your hand. Try to tell you. You can go over there and dominate the NXT women's division.
But they're gonna have to pay her. That's the thing. They're gonna
I know they're gonna have to pay her, or fuck it, pay her to be on the main roster. She can have some fun up there. To have a lot better women to work with. I like to see her beat up Raquel and be more.
Or she could just go to Impact.
Or Impact. I accept that one too. Like I said earlier, Impact. Go to Impact. Anywhere but AEW.
Well, no, because they at that point, because Trinity gonna get lost in the shuffle, right, Cliff? Right? No.
Oh, she could. She could. When Jade showed up. Oh.
I'm not gonna front like I didn't go back and listen to the episode, and I definitely came off like super harsh when I first said that, and I was like trying to explain. I was like, I love Trinity. I just don't want to see her get lost. That's it. That's what I really try to get across. So I was like, yeah, you definitely sound like a dick.
Yeah. Listen, I was talking about that for a week, all week. Just like, man, Cliff is out here speaking blasphemy on the show.
No, well, he had a valid point. I ain't gonna lie, he did have a valid point. It can happen.
And then I
went
back. Then I went back and looked, and I went back and looked at the roster again. I was like, bro, there were like a lot of women that I didn't even name that are legitimately like, oh yeah, we forgot she's on the show. She's on the show. She's on the show. She's on the show. Like, damn.
She might be. I think she'll be all right though. I think she's gonna have a lot of fun. And who knows? It might not be. As long as I feel like if it's not for a long, extended period of time, she'll definitely be okay. Like if it's like a year, 2-year contract, she can do a lot in that time and then dip, so she doesn't get lost. Right. But if it's more than that, yeah, she can easily get lost. All right, next.
We just went from Jay to Trinity like so smoothly.
What grind your gears then, buddy?
Oh. I don't know which one to start with first.
Yeah.
I'll spoil it. I want to hear the one with Jungle Boy first.
Oh, this fool is acting up in Manchester, England. I don't know if you heard, but he was over there just being a Debbie Downer, I guess is the best way to put it. He refused a fan's audio recording that he paid for to get from him with a selfie and completely refused it. Straight up was like, no, not doing it. Even though this guy paid to get that done by everybody else that was there. And only had the problem with him. Then told a young kid that I guess probably wanted to be a wrestler of how to get things to do to get into business. He straight up told the kid, don't do it.
But to be fair to Jungle Boy, right? You don't understand how many times I have heard that, right? Just with now entering the ring, off record, I have heard that at least 70% of the time.
I thought you were about to drop a number like 300 or 200 out of some episodes. I thought you were about to.
I mean, 70% of the episodes, a lot of guys are like, man, if I could really, and I'm not dropping names of anybody who said it, but they just say, don't do it. So that's why, if you guys really listen, there's a lot of people.
I definitely told a child, don't do it as well.
I've told people the same thing, but however, the way that he came off doing it is like you don't even enjoy what you do. You know what I mean? It's like you don't want to do it. And the way he was acting up there on the panel, it was like he was sitting there basically, I have some better stuff to do than to sit here and talk to you guys.
I mean, he does
come answer any questions.
He does come across like that sometimes.
So that kind of irritated the fuck out of me. It's like, dude, you're making a shit ton of money to do something that we thought that you enjoyed or loved, but you're coming off like a fucking arrogant asshole. You know what, dude? Go live off your dad's money and quit wrestling while you can. That's what the hell I have to say about that. The other thing, good old Tony.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I look forward to
this. Did y'all see the tweet that he put out?
Oh, about the dude when he was saying they're doing how much they sold over there in Wembley, and it was a wrong.
No. And, so he came up with a match concept that took him all night to figure out between Phoenix and Claudia. All night. to something really simple, actually. Basically, whoever beats each other, like Phoenix beats Claudio, he gets a title shot. Claudio's title shot. If Claudio beats Phoenix, he gets a shot at the tag title. It took him all night on a coach to figure that out. That's 5 minutes of work, fam. That's simple. That is simple. You basically told everybody that you were doing so much coke that it took all night because you were up all night snorting coke to figure out and say, "Oh shit, I got a genius idea!" All of a sudden, that's what you tweeted. Yo, Tony, yo, put the straw down, home. You probably don't use a straw. Put the $100 bill down, man.
Oh my! Hey, yo,
put it
you
down.
watch too many movies, Damien.
And I'm probably right though. He probably used hundreds. He probably rolls up hundreds, fresh, clean, crisp ones, and he probably uses a new one every time.
Oh,
oh shit!
Alrighty, that's what grind Damien's gears, guys. For more what grinds Damien gears, go to whatgrindsdamiensgears.com for more.
Probably should, because that's shit that gets on my nerves all week long.
Oh, man.
Those are just the top two.
Well, you know what? As we keep working with the WordPress and trying to put out like these episodes and stuff like that, if that was something you did, I would definitely be putting that out there. Like, oh yeah, check out what grinds Damien's gears this week. You can explain about it more on the show.
You know, I might start doing that.
Hey, yo, Damien, you need a blog, bro. Damien's blog.
Damien's blog.
Yo. Oh yeah. You know what?
He uses crypto bill.
And I just want to see like, and it'd be like a daily thing where like he talks about Raw and like the thing that grinded his gear about Raw, and then like the next day it'd be like NXT, and then there'd be like a 2-day one for Dynamite, and then.
Basically, he's Jim Cornette. He's Jim Cornette.
Dude,
you're Cornette.
Look, I ain't gonna lie to you. Impact doesn't piss me off usually. Like
that's why there's a 2-day
one. I really don't have anything bad to say.
SmackDown usually doesn't. Fuck Rampage. And now I'm going to have Saturday for Collision, so I'm going to be fucking full at this point.
I think, you know what's funny, though? My only thing with Impact, though, is that, like, there's too many matches that end in, like, fuckery. Like, I feel like that's my problem.
Yeah, so...
I've noticed that, too.
The funny thing is, you mentioned that, and I had the same thought. I was like, it's no different than what Raw was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And I go, it's just... There's a period where everybody goes through it. It seems, because WWE has had, like, they have spurts of that. Because it's not the first time they've done that in the past, like, 15 years. Like, there was always like a year or year and a half gap of just everything was just bull crap, fuckery, and so I can see past it, but you're right, it does. He uses crypto bills. Tony Khan probably does. He probably does have all his money in crypto, bro. What makes you, or at least a good portion? I just feel like all rich people got cryptocurrency now.
He probably does have a nice chunk up in there somewhere.
I got $2 worth of cryptocurrency in my cash app.
I cashed that shit out years ago. I was like, no. Like, I cashed it when it was really high, and I got a little bit of money out of it. I was like, yeah, I'm good.
All right, we're talking about currency, but let's talk about Puerto Rico. Let's talk about Backlash.
Oh shit.
Let's talk about Backlash, or we could have called it, WrestleMania Night 3. Because
WrestleMania Puerto Rico.
Dude, that crowd
was fire.
I saw a tweet that said, and it could have been the most realist tweet after watching Backlash. And it said, Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania, Backlash is the greatest PLE runs of the modern era. And I go, bro, you're right.
Those three back to back have been
fire.
Great, just great. You can add Royal Rumble on there too, really, because I think the Rumble was great because the Rumble kicked off everything. But sure. I think Backlash was amazing, top to bottom. I didn't watch Omos versus Seth. I'm sorry, that was my bad.
That was actually good.
I figured it was.
Dude,
I figured it was.
Him look like $1,000,000. Like that is the best match that Omos has ever had.
I had no doubt.
I was thoroughly shocked. Actually,
I'm gonna probably end up watching it tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, you gotta watch it, dude. It's definitely worth to watch.
Other than that, I thought every match was great. I thought the EO it was great. I thought it was I thought it was wild. Puerto Rico was booing Bianca and on the side of EO, and I just go, okay, I can get with this. And then because the crowd was so behind EO, I got into it and I thought, oh my gosh, EO might win this match. I was like, I'm over there talking to JJ, and my mom was watching it at that point. She watched the first one. I go, Mom, they might take the title off of them. She go, who, the black girl? I go, yeah, racism. But I joke, I kid.
It's wild. The brown people blew the black woman to cheer for the yellow woman. Is that what you're saying? Is that how you're putting it out there? That's how you're putting it out there? The
Absolutely
brown people.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You said
it. Those who know exactly what he said. He said racism. 3 different races, 3 different POCs, and this man out here talking about it like that. This man, someone cancel this man right now.
Oh man, they can't cancel me. Anyway,
it was crazy.
It was a great match.
No, it was, and there was a spot that worried me, but after watching it back, I saw that it was in EO had her shit straight.
Oh, are you talking about the
one arm? Yeah, the one arm.
Yeah.
The one arm. Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, oh, that could have ended so bad.
Yeah.
But the way EO fell, she made it look that much more devastating.
Yeah.
Instead of just being dropped flat, it was like she was dropped on her face.
Yeah.
So it was like at first when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, he's trying to kill EO. But then I saw the replay and I was like, oh, okay, good, they got me. That's what's up.
The what you call it? The sliced bread.
Oh, from Bad Bunny.
Yeah, Bad Bunny. Yeah, with Bad Bunny, that was. I
thought
bump.
He died. Yeah,
that was
Damien saved him.
That was a bump that scared me on there too. But we'll get to that match. But yeah, I don't know, man. That was a fire match. So give it a grade. A, B, C, or D. What you got, Cliff?
For the whole night or just
no, the match.
Oh, Bianca Belair. Okay. No, you know what? Let me throw this in there, right? Because you said something and I kind of want to caveat back on this, right? But you're talking about Elimination Chamber, you're talking about WrestleMania, and you were talking about, I think it was the crowds that were in those positions that were able to get us over what, because I think, let's be real, and I'm going to be kind of on the other side of this, right? Had it not been in Quebec, right? I think the crowd would have still popped as loud, but it wouldn't have been nearly as loud. It would have been a dull roar for an Elimination Chamber, right? But WrestleMania, obviously WrestleMania was massive, right? And then Puerto Rico, I mean, we had Bad Bunny, we had Jesus Christ,
Savio Vega,
Zelina, Savio, right? Carlito, right? We had all these great We had all these great people, and then and Cody came out, right? But we had all these great fans that were cheering so loud because they're so happy to have WWE in Puerto Rico with a big pay-per-view. So I think those crowds helped get it over, right? So if I'm giving a match grade to just that match, I want to give that a B+ because that definitely set the tone, and that crowd got me hyped for the whole entire show.
Mm-hmm. Damien, what about you?
I'm gonna have to say a B only because I wanted EO to win that one.
See, look. I thought I would look so funny. I thought I was betraying her. I was like, this is now 2 pay-per-views in a row. I didn't want Bianca to lose. And I'm like, why did I think she's gonna lose? They were talking numbers, and you know what they do when WWE talk numbers.
Yeah.
You know. So I was like, oh yeah, she's gonna be, they're talking about breaking this record, and I'm like,
I figured they were gonna let her break the record. No, I knew they were gonna let her break it, but I got so behind the crowd.
Oh man, I know.
It was like, oh.
And I think for me, if I had to give it a grade, if you take the crowd out of it, it's a B, a solid B. The match was really great. But you add that crowd when it gets that high, it gets a B++. If I can, because I got
A-.
No, I don't want to give it an A- because I don't want to cheapen the rest of the night.
I get what you mean because it was a good build.
Yeah. So, next was Omos and Seth. I saw the finish. That's all I saw. So, I like the finish. You guys can go talk about yourself.
So, well, for me, the fact of it was like I said, it was a great build match for, Omos. Like, he showed his dominance, but it got that Seth was able to show him being a veteran.
Yeah.
Facing big people before, chopping him down. And then, like, literally, it was like a chop down to the point where he gave him 2 stomps. He still kicked out. Like, if the one from the top rope didn't work, he was going to have to jump off the stage or something at this point. Like jump from the rafters. Because, the part that really popped me is when he went for it the first time and almost just stood there. Like he was just on his knees and didn't budge. I was like, oh, that was beautiful. That made that man look great. It made Seth still look great just because it was like he always gets it. So for him to be the first person to just be like, nope, not happening today, that it kind of set the tone to. I feel like this match, even though almost lost, like helped him. It didn't hurt him in the
100%.
slightest bit. It made him. I think for me,
when I look at it, right, because I love because that Omos spot is actually from the Bobby Lashley match, right, where Seth went for it and Bobby didn't move. And so when we saw Omos do it too, obviously that made sense because Omos is this big giant. But when he kicked out, I was like, oh, we're doing this. Like, okay. And then like he goes to the top rope, and obviously it's great storytelling and the progression, right? Like he's hitting it when he's fresh, it's not happening. He hits it when he gets a little bit more tired, he kicks out. He hits it from the top. Now at this point, like, hey, there's no kick out. Like it's just great storytelling to me. And that's why when I was watching, I was like, damn, dude, like I love this tale of like David and Goliath, right? Everybody talks about like that kind of story because for us, right, we kind of understand like it's one of the easier stories to kind of tell and like kind of like push through. And so to see it play out that way, I was like, oh man. And then like to watch it and just like break it down and like take notes from it, I was like, yo, this is what people keep talking about. And I was like, now I'm kind of starting to understand and look at it differently. So to see that story kind of play out, and I was like, oh, I get it. We're elevating up higher and higher and higher to the point to where like, all right, this is where it has to happen. And just credit to Seth, man, for like being able to get the crowd at that point to pop. When he gets to the top rope, he's getting ready to hit the stomp. The crowd is there. They're just waiting for it. So once it happens, the crowd explodes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, like that's just genius work. I was like, that's why when I look at it, I was like, yo, he truly is the architect. Like he gets it and he understands what's going on. So I'm like, bro, I can't do anything but smile and be like, this is a really good match, a well-told story, and Omos still looks strong in this defeat. So for me, I give this match a solid A-.
Yeah, same.
A-.
Yeah, because like it really was like I can't say anything bad about it. Like, and even almost looked crisp. You know what I mean? Like he's on point. He was in his spots. He was like in his right positions. He clicked with fucking Seth. You would have figured that they wrestled each other like several times before this. Like it was a good match.
Almost reminds me of Dirk Nowitzki. Like the energy that he gave off.
I can see that.
That how Dirk gave, like he was the big guy, and he was efficient. Now that's the word of the day, efficient. wasn't flashy, nothing really, but he could pull up. That's
I think him being with MVP and spending time with MVP
is a yes.
I think it's helped him so much because he was also being animated in the ring too.
Yeah,
like talking shit and like being a monster and throwing him around like he was being like, I guess you could say overconfident, but it's a well-deserved overconfidence because of how big he is.
Right.
And I think the length of the match also helped out too, because it didn't go super long. Like it was still I think it was like 10 to 12 minutes. Like it didn't go super long, and which is just right. Yeah, you get enough that he's like the monster, and then like you have the win. Yeah.
It was good.
Solid match. But yeah, I saw the finish and I was like, oh snap, I like that. So all right, moving on. Zelina Vega and Rhea Bloody Ripley, SmackDown Women's Championship match.
This surprised me a little. And it wasn't because I didn't think it was going to be good. It was better than it needed to be. If that makes any sense. And the crowd helped it too.
Oh, yeah.
But like, it was one of those where it was only 7 minutes, 8 minutes?
Yeah, 7 minutes.
It was like it was the perfect amount of time. And I guess with Zelina being like emotional, having her family seeing her for like the first time, her going, just it was one of those, again, in loss, there was victory for her. She got to show like, she can
cook.
Be in this. Yeah. And like it was perfect.
That's my new term.
The match was perfect. Like legitimately the match was perfect. And it was what it was supposed to be. It wasn't too long, it wasn't too short. Once again, like the second match, it was a nice. It flowed. And of course, even though the crowd was behind her, it was like, we know Rhea was gonna win, but that crowd being behind her, there was that little bit of doubt.
Oh yeah. And I think at some point the crowd was chanting for both of them.
Some point they were.
And so I think that was great as well. What if I told you that wasn't really her family? Those are plants.
Oh, word.
Really?
Nah, I'm just
That's
rough.
That's dirty.
But y'all believe they would do that though?
Oddly enough, yeah, that would definitely feel like a thing.
Not put it past them at all.
Just imagine if there was in Quebec, right? And all of a sudden, like they're like, "Oh, here's Sammy's all extended family," and you're like, 3 of those guys I know from NXT UK.
But yeah, man, I really enjoyed this match. Again, I gotta agree with you on that, Damien. I think the emotional factor kicked in. I'm all for emotions, so that's how you get people. I think that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of the babyface versus heel thing is hitting the emotions.
The slipper. I was done with the slipper.
Oh, the chancla? Yes. Oh my goodness. So look. I because I understood. I remember you. And I think it was great because for me, because my roommate, his girlfriend was Hispanic as well, and so she used to tell me all the time about the chanclas, and and it's just funny. I just remember all the stories, and so when she pulled it out, I just go, "Oh, I understand what this means." It was
I have eyes on the different perspective.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
brought back memories. I could relate.
It was great. It was a fun match. Zelina got to show off and just pretty much show you why she's really like that, and she can really work.
Oh no, she. I've never had any problem with her work.
Never. I mean, we saw that when she did the.
I've never had any problem with her. I never had a problem with her character work either.
No, no, she can legit do it all. She just haven't had the ball and hasn't really got the chance to, as my new word now, as to cook in the kitchen. But she got to last night with Rhea, and Rhea's one of the best in the world.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that
Rhea's gear was fire. I thought the white and purple, the Frieza look was fire.
You talking about the dom on her ass?
Yeah, that too,
buddy.
and yes,
hey, yo, buddy, you need to watch out, bro.
I love the. All right, listen, Rhea Ripley right now is just on fire.
I'm just saying. Well, I mean, Rhea need to watch out for like Julia Hart. So I mean, maybe they got a polyamory thing going on. What happens at work stays at work.
So now, Cliff, your take on the match, and then give me your grade.
No, I liked it. I liked it. I think the part that I had enjoyed the most actually was the Chancla when it came out. I definitely got behind. Like I'm not gonna front like I didn't like well up a little bit when I saw Zelina like starting to like get emotional while she's just there front with the huge Puerto Rican flag, right? And seeing her well up and like start to like have tears and stuff like that, I was like, damn, like it just brought me back to that moment where Sasha and Bianca were just like chilling at WrestleMania staring at each other. I was like, damn, like I understand like main eventing in WrestleMania is one thing, right? But to be in front of your family for a championship match, the first time in Puerto Rico, like so many things. I was like, yo, I've never been in that position, but I definitely can kind of relate to based on things that I've gone through in my life. So I was like, yo, I kind of feel this, and I'm like, I'm happy for her in this moment. So that brought me up a lot in the match. And then the match itself was just fun just to watch. Yeah. So for me, I still think this was like a solid B. The crowd definitely got me into it. She did her thing, right? Rhea did her thing. And I thought it was a great match put together for the time limit that they had. So I think for me, just consider a solid B.
Yeah, and then like, you know, when the crowd was getting louder and louder during the intros. And so hearing the crowd get louder and her just, you know, having that emotion hit her, I was welling up as well, because it was just like, wow, just I get that, and she really was portraying that through the screen, and that like I said, that's the beauty of it all. It gets a solid. I give it a solid B minus. Like I said, the crowd would probably give it that B, but solid match. They both got to cook. I was behind Zelina the whole way. I thought maybe there was a little sliver chance she could have beat Rhea. I believed in her. But yeah, great match all around. Mr. Supervillain, you're still muted, my guy.
Yeah, definitely muted.
Nope, still muted. Right, oh no, he's not. There you go. You're good. No, don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
I'm touching something else.
Hey, this is not that kind of show.
Yo, hey, yo. All right, give it the grade. Just A, B, C, D. What you got, Damien? To keep it moving. We're not going to dwell on it.
A B.
B.
He didn't say a solid B.
Oh, I didn't. Anyway, moving on to the next match, which is probably will get the highest grade probably for some of us. Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest. And it was a San Juan street fight. Yeah. Fire, man. Just a all-around great fun time. The match was great. Bad Bunny can work. And it's not like we haven't seen Bad Bunny work before. It was great. Damian looked great. We already knew Damian Priest was great when he was punishing Martinez back in, ROH and everything. So it's not that we didn't know Damian or Bad Bunny could work. It was just whether or not what could these two crazy minds put together and, and just hit it out the park, man. All of it, even the shenanigans, I think, was great.
It was perfect. It was perfect.
Yeah, you should have expected that the Judgment Day would have came out. That's what they do, and so you should have known that. Okay, well, the LWO is gonna come out. Yeah. So that should have been a given once we threw rules out the window. I mean,
right, exactly.
So that now when we get to the basis of the shenanigans, how they did it was great. Carlito showing up popped me where I audibly screamed like a child again. I got back to being 10, seeing Carlito spit. spitting in people's faces who weren't cool, bro. Like I was. It brought.
He looked better than he did before.
Yeah, even when he was in the Rumble, when he was at the Rumble. We were like, oh man, Carlos in shape, and then like he looked even greater.
Yeah,
and he needs to get a contract. They need to re-sign him.
They do, and I really hope that Carlito comes back and is a full fixture of LWO. At this point, I want LWO to get bigger and bigger. I am fully behind LWO. I want to get.
Thank you.
I don't disagree with you.
No problem, bro. No problem. Not even going to flex on. Like no bullshit. I really do love LWO. Like I really want to get a shirt.
I'm gonna order mine. I don't give a shit.
Like, I was
just waiting for another shirt to come out.
I might have to get one for myself and my brother.
Yeah, I gotta get one. Because I really enjoy everything about it. I would just want LWO to grow. Like
dude, the match was good.
I thought Chavo would show up. So I don't know. Something told me.
I thought he would too, but he's busy. After
Carlito, I was like, all right, who else is gonna come? Watch Chavo come out, bro. I'm like, watch Chavo.
I thought being in Puerto Rico, I thought Epico and Primo were gonna show up too. Like I waited for them because like the shining stars, right?
Yeah,
they was the ones promoting Puerto Rico the whole time. Like I was waiting for them to come. Now I was like, I never thought about like, this is.
But I mean, having Savio.
Where's El Torito at? I want El Torito to be in there too.
That would have popped me.
I would have. I would have gone.
I popped for Savio because you know.
Yeah, I popped for Savio.
I grew up watching him.
Yeah,
like I grew up. Favorite match of mine: Stone Cold versus him in the strap.
Oh
match.
yeah, I actually think I've seen that match. I've seen that legitimate
match. Was way too good.
Yeah, for a strap match. Yeah,
just be like that.
Yeah,
I felt like that was almost like a throwaway.
Yeah, great.
That match is stuck in that match ingrained in my head.
But
like,
yeah,
Savio helped build Stone Cold. I have to say that. Sorry.
The match was great. All around. Like I said, the shenanigans was done great. If you thought Bad Bunny was not going to win, sorry, but everything about it,
he was going to win.
Exactly. And man, let me just tell you this: Bad Bunny hit a cleaner destroyer than half the people on the Indies who use it as a.
Oh my! Here we go. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
I'm going to because
he used it in the right spot.
Because he used it as a finisher, and it was pretty. And half of the Indies use it, and it looks shitty. And they use it as a ready move for something else.
You know what's crazy though, and we may have to figure this out.
Of that.
Since you and I, right, have been on the scene, how many destroyers have you seen on the show? I can't think of one.
I can think of one.
Which one?
Was that? SCWA. I don't remember who did. I think it was Jeremy Grimes. It was in my match.
In your first match?
Yeah.
Bruh, so since your first match, have you seen somebody else hit it?
I probably have. But again, you gotta remember, I'm going to be honest, and I'm not going to interrogate myself like that and say, but anyway, I don't think
of all the shows I have seen behind this, like seen when I'm not booked or when I am booked, I have not seen one hit, which makes me now want to hit one and take myself out of a match. Like, hey, yo, this is the pin. I'm out with this move.
I feel like if it's used just as in your arsenal, it should be a near fall. Like you should be going for a cover after that.
Should be to go home. You should be done.
It should be
finished.
Well, I mean, like a near fall. I don't mean the person. No, I didn't mean the
kickouts of that.
We're talking about this only being used in a multi-man match where somebody can break it up. I'm not talking about the person kicking out. I'm talking about somebody breaking it up.
Oh,
like it needs to be broken up.
That's fine.
You know what I mean?
That's fine.
Or when the ref is knocked out and you're trying to go for the win.
Since
I would agree with that more. I would rather that than
Since a certain somebody is no longer around, I may have to ask that question now.
Oh, what's the question?
Oh no, we're gonna talk about it off air. We can't talk about with you guys.
Oh, okay. We're moving on. What was the next match? Oh, was it Cody?
It was the six man.
Yes, the 6-man. Yes. So we had Bloodline. Yes, that 6-man. Yes, wonderful. All right, yeah. So Bloodline versus Sami Zayn, KO, and your residential bro Matt Riddle. Look, how dare they cut off Matt Riddle's music when Puerto Rico's was getting down with the bros?
Because Owens had to come out.
No, that's not fair. Listen, they got time. They could have just let that simmer a little bit, but like, let Puerto Rico let him do the little man. They robbed Puerto Rico.
Time.
I bet they were.
Listen,
they always run short on time.
That Bad Bunny match went 25 minutes.
I know it went. I know it was long.
It was half an hour. I mean, not that I'll be that guy, but you could probably shave off 3 minutes so that Matt Riddle can get longer entrance. Because that entrance was long as hell too.
No, Bad Bunny's, yeah, it was.
No, I'm not talking about Bad Bunny's entrance. I'm just talking about in general. When they showed up to where they got into the ring. That was a long. That's a Royal Rumble run. Like
they had to turn a corner.
I love. Listen, my dream is to be able and I know some indie shows are like that too. I want to turn a corner, like a legit corner. Like we did it at Fight. But it's like kind of in the middle of everybody and then a cut through, but. I legit want to just have a long ramp where I'm walking, cut a corner. I still got another 5 yards to the ring.
You want that WrestleMania entrance?
Yes, bro.
I want have to take a car.
Right. Like, be like how at WrestleMania when the Hardys came back, got to take how Matt was taking a jog down the ramp. That's what my man said. No need to do cardio in the morning. Cardio down the ramp, right before the match. Get a good pump.
That's like what happened at the Royal Rumble too, where they eventually had to start running guys down with the golf cart because the entrance was so long for the Royal Rumble. That by the time they hit it, the next person was coming in.
Yes, I remember that.
And they were like, so, Andre's not running to the ring.
He's gonna take a big cart.
But yeah, man, I think the 6-man did everything it needed to be. We are starting, and I said it before, but it's a fact now. We are starting to see the dissolution of the bloodline. It's starting here. It started in Royal Rumble, but it's really coming ahead now. I don't think it's going to be ending anytime soon. I think we get the rest of the bloodline going all the way at least to next year. Mania, but we're gonna start to see the cracks of the bloodline. Roman is not happy. Okay, I talked to our tribal chief. All right.
Oh, I don't blame him. I wouldn't be happy either.
I talked to him last night. Okay, because I saw what was going on, and I talked to my tribal chief, and I said, "Tribal chief, what are they doing?" Because when he tagged Solo, oh man. When I tell you I never felt more anxious in a wrestling match that I wasn't in. I was legit worried for my Usos. Because
Jay did the right thing. No, Jay did the right thing. He is the older brother. No, he is the older brother. That is his brother.
You tell that to the tribal chief. You say that. I didn't say that to tribal chief. But listen, this is what tribal chief told me because I'm talking to him and we were watching it. Tribal chief's watching. He's watching it with the wise man. Because that's my tribal chief. I got the connects, and he goes, "Just watch. They'll handle it." And they handle it. But look, I will say this: when Solo grabbed and he had him locked and loaded. I go, oh no. Ooh.
Oh, I wanted him to do it. I wanted him to do it so bad. I didn't, but at the same time, I was like, oh, do it.
I was worried.
You want to do it.
I was worried.
Yo, Jay was like 5 seconds from having no throat. Trying to tell you. It was great. The way it played out, it was great.
On the outside of things, though, I think it was kind of cool to be able to see three brothers in a ring working a match, especially against guys like Sammy, KO, and Matt Riddle. I like the idea of just seeing the Usos and Solo finally being able. I know they got to do War Games, but that's obviously when they had it with Sammy, and also they had Roman. But it was just cool to see the three Fatu brothers just all in the ring working together. And I was like, that's what I popped for. I was like, yo, I'm so happy watching these three in a ring work this match. And nobody else is in it. It's just those three.
Yeah, no, it was pretty dope. No Heyman, no Roman Reigns. It was great. It was perfect. It was what it needed to be, because now you got to see the actual struggle between the brothers.
Yeah.
And
but has there ever been
struggle of should he listen to the guy that's putting food on his plate or side with his legit brothers?
Yeah.
But has there ever been a match where three brothers have worked in a WWE/WWF?
Yes. The Hearts.
They work. Not like this though.
No, it was a tweet. There was a tweet that said it because they're the second team to do it.
It does remind me of that though.
The Hearts did.
No lie, it does. Yeah.
So Brett Owen and what did you say, Davey?
Yes.
But see, Davey, isn't Davey Boy Smith married into the family, right?
I saw the tweet. Hold on, I'm gonna pull the tweet up.
Yeah, was it
because there was another team.
It was him. Owen.
Because it is, like I said, it is cool to see in Jim, right? Maybe I don't know. I think it's cool to see families legitimately in a ring
blood
together.
Related, yeah.
Actually,
on
because it was cool. It's fun seeing Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio when they was running as a tag team and they won the tag team titles, right? I love seeing that, right? Father-son kind of deal. And it was the first time we got to see it. And so it's been the first time in a long time that we got to see three actual brothers work together in a ring and just put out there. And you knew the family, right? Because we've known about the Usos and we've known about Solo for a while, right? So we've known the family and the bloodline, how rich that is. It's like I said, that's where I'm just coming at it from. Not really trying to be this is the first time ever, but I just like seeing that aspect of it.
No, it made for good story. It made it more
when Jay hit, and I was like, oh no, Solo's about to end everybody.
I told you, I was worried, man. I was worried.
It made me nervous. It made me a little nervous.
I ain't never been more anxious in a wrestling match that I wasn't a part of, bro.
I was like, oh, they're getting ready to lose. That's exactly what I said. I was like, oh, they get ready to lose.
I love that.
As it went on, I was like, they better win. Yo, they better win. That's all I was saying is they better win.
Man, I was worried.
I loved it too, right there at the end when he did the blind tag, he just jumped down at the bottom. He just looked, and you can see Solo looking over the top just a little bit, when's this gonna happen? And then obviously Matt hit his move, and then just you see Solo grab Matt by the hair, just pull his hair out, and just that. I was like, oh, that sucked all the way.
Yeah, right.
First you get your hair pulled, then you get pulled back, and then you're like, wow. I'm not okay. So I'm gonna be I'm not a fan of the Samoan Spike, right? I'm just not, right? Because I wasn't a fan of it for Umaga. I wasn't a fan of it with Commander Aziz, and they called it Nigerian. I just wasn't a fan. I'm not a fan of it. But for some reason with Solo, I am a fan of watching him do it. I know, I feel 2 months ago I said I wasn't, and the more I watch him do it, the more I'm like, oh yeah, I can see other moves for him, but no, that's lit. I love watching him do it.
It does. It
does.
Because he's not. Because the thing, and it fits his build. Because I think what makes him separate from the Twins is that he's got a bigger build. He's built
he's more
like
stocky.
he's
like
stockier. He's built like Umaga was. So I think that's why like that aesthetic.
It's in better shape.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, right. It's just in better shape. But like just more stockier than than the other guys. So when he got him by the throat, like, oh, I will knock you in the throat right now. Like, what you mean, bro? Man, it's
like I might be the baby, but don't fuck with me right now.
Right. So I was like, that's why I'm like, I'm glad you finally caught on. Brother. I'm glad you've caught on to the spike though, because like I said, not many people can do it.
I think for him though, right, being that his persona is like he's the street champ, right? That he's just giving hands, like it works for him. Like I didn't think it worked for Umaga, right? Because when Umaga did it, it was because like they're like, oh, like it's the warrior thing that he does, right? And I was like, it just looks dumb. It looks like you're just putting your thumb in somebody's like inside their neck. But where like Solo builds up that spike, right? Because he's like hitting people, he's like popping them in the throat. Like he does a lot of stuff to a body part to make that effective. Whereas like when I see like Commander Aziz do it, it's only he's a big guy. And it's the Nigerian nail. I'm like, that move sucks.
Yeah.
But to see Solo like actually have some psychology on how he builds up his finisher, I like seeing it. So that's why I'm like, I'm not against it.
This is why when you have a finisher, if it's a body part you're not working throughout the match, it's fucking dumb.
True.
You just hit it because you think it was
why. Well, this is why my moveset is all about the upper body, mostly the neck and the head. Both of my finishers deal with the neck and the head.
I like, see, psychology.
And the only time I work on and the only time I work on the other body part is if they're bigger or smaller.
Yeah, I'd say all my stuff.
And that's usually the legs, because if they're bigger, they can't move. If they're smaller, they can't run. So I mean, shit.
Yeah. I'm always hitting people in the head. Like I'm throwing knees to the head.
Well, because the head is the most sensitive part.
My finisher is a cutter.
I know you stole it.
No, I didn't steal it. I asked you. I did ask you, and you told me yes.
I know I gave you permission, but on air, I'm saying you stole it.
That's fake news.
Oh yeah, no, it's totally.
So what do you guys grade the match?
It gets a solid B. I enjoy it.
Solid A.
I'm gonna give it a B. I'm gonna give it a B.
I give it a B plus. I give it a B plus. It was really good.
I think I enjoyed it a little too much for, I guess, the story aspect more than what was happening.
I agree. I think that's why I give it a B plus.
Well, like I said, it was a lot of action in the ring, but it was just development of the story.
Yeah.
Between all of them, because they are intertwined at this moment. Solo taking out, Riddle, and the whole thing with Sammy and everybody else, and Kevin Owens just being a pain in the ass. Like it all works.
Yeah, at least we can at least wipe our hands now of Bloodline and Sammy for the at least for the and Kevin and all that for the time being. I think for now, since after the draft and whatnot, because Kevin and Sammy are the unified champions, so they can be
no, they need to break those apart now.
Yeah. So but the match was solid. Let's move to the main event.
All righty.
The Kang.
Man, I wasn't expecting that would happen.
Kang, Cody Luther Rhodes, Kang.
Yeah, chill.
Listen, man. Versus old phone boy Brock Lesnar.
Cowboy Brock.
I made the joke with JJ before. I go, watch Brock squash Cody in 3 minutes. Finish the story. I thought that was
going to happen too.
Finish the story.
I thought it was going to be a little bit longer than 3 minutes. However, I thought after the original start to the match, especially the way that it started, I was like, oh, as soon as the bell rings, he's going to lose in a couple minutes. Damn.
No, they had a match.
Oh no, they did.
They did. And man, it was great. I think It did what it was supposed to do. It didn't make Brock look weak. Brock, even though this is like, it gives Cody more credit of him, building up to finishing the story, because look, he gave Brock his first clean pinfall victory in 7 years.
You're right.
Brock is in a non-championship match. Brock Lesnar just lost. Was it a funny way? No, the finish was perfect because it looked like Brock had him. He had the Kimura locked, and all he had to do just pop his hips, got Brock on his back for 3 seconds. That's all it takes to win. Sometimes you don't need to hit a crossroads into a cut. Yeah, man, just set him on the mat. Man, the match was great. Cody getting the dub was probably the right thing. And if the rumors are true that Brock is, finishing up, Brock got a standing ovation after the show by the Puerto Rican crowd, and rightfully deserved, because if you think about it, since Brock returned, Brock has been a very permanent fixture of the company. And give what you will, him being part-time or anything, he's been a big deal, and he's done it a very, 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 very high level and very great. So, man, it gets a solid A. I'm not gonna give it an A+, but it gets a solid A. Everything about it, I think, from the beginning of Cody getting like, all right, I know I can't beat him up hand, but the match ain't started. Let me get him one up down while I can, desperate. But that's not enough for Brock.
Smart. No, that was smart.
Exactly.
The only thing he was missing was to have run him over with a car. That was it. If he had done that, man, Brock probably wouldn't have been getting back up. But however, that was smart. I don't care what nobody said. You might as well shoot Brock in the kneecap. I
also think Brock, intentionally hits himself in the head so he can bleed on purpose now. I really do. I think he gets off on it because he does it.
He might.
It seems like now every live premium event, and Brock's in these matches, and it's a big match, and when Brock really cares, Brock be hitting him, letting him he be taking these shots right to the head. Like he goes head first into the post, head first into the the turnbuckle. Dude, he's listen. It must be like a junkie from a drugger. He must like tasting his blood or seeing red, because
dude, he looks more evil when he is busted open.
Yes, and maybe
he looks like a rabid fucking monster.
And maybe he knows that.
He probably does.
And that's why he's like, you're not going to find me. And it is. And that's why, but it is not when it's not overdone. Right. It is a good aesthetic. Seeing a bloody Brock Lesnar is a crazy aesthetic, knowing about, that's Brock Lesnar. Wait, that's Brock Lesnar bleeding. Who got Brock Lesnar,
But then he's still going it's
it's nothing.
And that's what makes it cool, because it's
like the second win in the boss battle.
Yeah. He's like,
you got him down. You just thought you got him that first bar help, then you go, oh wait, I'm not done. Then you got another 2 bars come back. Oh, right. Here we go.
He's like, I thought this was over.
Yeah,
that happened in Jedi Survivor.
Don't tell me. I'm in the middle.
I'm not, but I'm just saying it kind of happens there.
I kind of expected. Yesterday was the first time I played something else since it dropped.
I can understand that.
But
dude, I've been all over the place. But anyway,
back to the match. What do you
definitely
think?
Definitely A. Definitely maybe an A+. It was good. It was a nice ending.
Yeah. All right. What do you think?
I mean, you guys are saying everything, right? And I'm listening, and I didn't like the match.
You know what? I'm not surprised. I actually can understand that.
I liked it. The way the match was set up made 100% sense, right? He's getting out of the ring, he's hitting, he's beating up Brock with everything, and he's just throwing everything at him. And I don't know, man. It just the match to me, like I saw all the steps that were like gonna be going through, and I feel like because I've watched Brock wrestle so many different matches, like I don't want to let so many different people. It felt like it was like the A to B to C to D to E kind of match. I didn't see really anything in there that made me go, "Oh, this would be a kind of a different." And I get that that formula works because like everybody sees it, right? And they all love how it works out, right? Like Cody, that was like genuine part that surprised me was like, oh, here comes Cody coming out of the gates, smashing with the steel chair, with the chairs or the stairs, and then like, doing everything he could at first. And then slowly it was just like watching Brock, like it was like watching it all over again, right? Brock is pushing, like the buckle comes undone. Brock hits it. He gets busted open. Then they go back and forth. And then Brock goes for something. And then he either gets pinned with some like surprise kind of pin, or he wins with like the Kimura lock or with the F5. It just, to me, I just watched and I was like, this is just another match. Like it's a good match and I'm not going to knock it. Like it definitely is going to get a B+ for me, but I just wasn't a fan. Like just to me, it wasn't clicking. Like everybody keeps like making this match stand up. And it's like, cool. I don't think this is the match that should have ended the night. Like it had the biggest story to it, but I was like, it probably could have gone on first and then just it would have been fine. I didn't like the match. It just, me personally, I was just like, everything about it structurally made sense and I get it, but I was like, I don't know. It didn't work for me.
Is it because it made too much sense?
Maybe. The thing I hated.
Then. We do everything. Oh my! You can't please people nowadays. This guy.
Let this man walk off. Let this man walk off. My problem.
I can see what you're saying. I can see what you're saying.
My problem is that whenever we want to beat somebody, right, in WWE, whenever they want to beat somebody and they have a submission type finisher, this always happens. This happens all the time. Whenever we want to beat somebody, right, we just stack them up, right? We saw it all the time with Rey Mysterio and Samoa Joe. We saw it with Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar. We see it with Brock and Cody. Like, we see it with Shayna Baszler. It happened all the time. Like, I just don't like that. I just don't like that way. I do get it. It does make sense. But me personally, I just don't like it. But structurally, if I looked at it overall and took my bias out of it, I think the match is still like an A- to a B+. I just personally did not enjoy that match.
It was the safe route to go.
Yeah.
But that legitimately probably what it is and the reason why it was the way it was. It was probably the safest and best route for both men. If you really, really think about it. Like if it was, all right, we need you to put him over. This probably was the best way for both men to be agreeable, because at the end of the day, when you are doing something like that and you have stars of that caliber, you know what I mean? I feel like if they got any more creative with it, it could have been bad for one or the other.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Like like I said, everything about it made sense. I just didn't fuck with it. That's it. Me personally, everything made sense.
It makes sense though. No, I get what you're saying though. I understand what you're saying, Cliff. I totally get it. And
it's not like I sat back and was like, "Yo, that match was a D-." Like I still gave the match a B+, like A-, B+ is what I think. But me personally, I just didn't like it.
So you would have put Bad Bunny and Damian Priest at the main event?
I mean, yeah, I would have.
But that don't make any sense.
What you mean? First of all, where we're at, okay, we're in Puerto Rico, okay. You have the largest star in the world.
So you're not. So then you're gonna put Brock
Lesnar
in the middle of the card. You're gonna put Brock Lesnar. You're gonna put Brock Lesnar in the middle of the card.
Oh, that's right. You decided to walk off when I said you put Brock at the beginning of the match, or at the beginning of the show.
But no,
you open with him.
No. You would not know. Not in if he did, yes, but not in this situation. Not in this situation when you have the rest of the card. So what?
I understand.
No,
I understand. No, listen. I understand that
that's terrible.
This is why I sat back and said what I said. I still gave the match love, but I was like, me personally, I just didn't fuck with it. I'm sorry. That's my opinion. That's why I'm sitting on the other side.
But you're putting Bad Bunny in the main event of a premium live event. Like, yes, Bad Bunny can work. Don't get me wrong. Yes, let's keep some credibility, guys. It
is the big listen. You're in Puerto Rico. You have Bad Bunny, and then all those people that came out at the same time. Could you imagine what it would have looked like at the end of the night if you have, let's say, Carlito, Savio Vega, let's say LWO, Rey Mysterio. You have all those guys out there with Bad Bunny at the end, and they're all doing the big, hey, we did it. Congratulations. It still could work. But my point
all of them are not equal to the star power of a Brock Lesnar or a Cody Rhodes.
You have to think about where they are. But I'm not going to argue about placement of where this match is. No, I'm not arguing about where the placement of this match is. I just said I didn't fuck with it. That's it. Me personally, being unbiased,
that's still wild.
That's crazy.
So if it didn't make sense, would you have liked it?
My point being is that I keep seeing, like I said, right, and we probably could have left off with this, but my problem is, right, that when it comes down, and WWE does this way too often, where we watch a guy who has a submission move get pinned while holding on submission. It happens all the time. I get tired of seeing it.
It works.
I get that, but doesn't mean I have to see it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I don't have to see this exit every single night or every single week. It feels like I see this every week, if not at least once.
They haven't done that finish since what? The Rumble? You've had 4 months. When they did it with Lashley. That was with Lashley. That was at the Rumble.
And then before that?
I couldn't tell you when. They don't do it that often because Brock doesn't. Brock don't even put the Kimura on every match.
And when you walked away, I had explained Shayna Baszler, Samoa Joe.
We're not talking about them. We're talking about Brock Lesnar.
No, listen. These are all guys who were doing legit locks and getting pinned. Right. That's what was going on. And that's my problem. Is that I understand why we do it. Right. And you're right. It makes sense. But that doesn't mean that I have to be like, yo, I fucked with this. This was the greatest thing since sliced bread. This was the greatest thing since Bad Bunny sliced bread. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, I didn't personally like it.
I'm not saying that matches either.
You make it sound like this is like Rock Hogan. Like, this is the greatest thing ever. That's how you're like, oh man,
that actually wasn't that great. But I mean,
my problem is though, it's legit. Where I'm going at with it, right?
I'm not saying that at all. You're telling me that you would put the non-wrestler and the wrestler in the main event over the guy who won the Royal Rumble and the freaking UFC heavyweight champion. What? How that is wild
at WrestleMania?
Regardless of that, he still was in the main event of WrestleMania. Where was Bad Bunny on WrestleMania? And the audience. I don't care.
Listen,
I don't care if they're in Puerto Rico and he sold this many records and everybody was singing his song. No, you don't know. That is disrespectful.
I've already said what I said. Why you decided to take off your headphones and walk away?
You wouldn't say that to Brock Lesnar's face.
Yeah, you wouldn't say it to, bro. You were not even saying it to Damian Priest's face. Hey, yo, you did deserve the main event spot. And I didn't say. I said you asked me.
Would understand that he would not deserve the main event spot. In that
you asked me where I would put it on the card. I just said where I would put it.
And that's wild that you would have.
I did not say in a card. That was a bad match, though. You keep making it sound like I said this is the worst match ever.
No, but it's still. But the placement on the card is wild. That's the big story going into it is Cody.
I can't believe you're not on Damian Priest's page. We think this is an A+ match. And like, nah, all right, cool.
No,
that's what you want to say.
No, man,
I've been a B+.
You've been nitpicking with Cody for the past 365 days, and you need to give the man his flowers.
No.
Yes, you do. Give him his credit.
I don't.
This is his spot. He didn't earn this. The hell he went through with AEW with Tony, he deserves to be in a main event spot in the feature with the talent that he is, man. Man, you know how to with this.
Listen, I don't have to ride on Cody, right? I'm not gonna rag on Cody either.
You rag on Cody all year long, man. You've been ragging on him since he got back.
First of all, I was upset with that. Secondly, here's my problem. Here's my problem, right? It's just
we're already 25 minutes over because you're going crazy today.
I first of all, you asked me for an opinion and you blew up. You walked off the set. I didn't do shit. I just sat there and was like, I didn't like the match.
Wilding.
I can't take this. I'm taking my headphones off and walk off the set for some reason. Like because
that's the second week you have been wild. This is 2 weeks. Like you have been wilding with these crazy takes.
This has been great for me.
First trend, put that out. We take a brief break because we all be busy and booked, and now you come back now 3 weeks in a row on hot takes, and I'm like, what is up?
It's just
wow, and I just think it's it's legit blasphemy. What?
It's wild.
I get what he's saying though. I get what he's saying.
Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes. That match alone, even without the story and everything, Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes for the very first time. That's a main event match, no matter where you go. I don't care who. Bad Bunny, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck. I don't care, bro. Not main event over Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes. That's asinine. Complete asinine. Disrespectful to every other person on that roster. That's why, as a worker, you should be upset that you would put Bad Bunny as the main event. I don't care if they're in Puerto Rico.
Logan Paul main evented an event, okay?
That's Saudi Arabia. He's
that. He's in Puerto Rico.
That's
in Puerto Rico.
We like Puerto Rico. We don't like Saudi. We don't like. Don't sit up here and say you like them. I take one earpiece out because you're yelling.
But let's not play this game, all right? Like a YouTuber main evented a WWE premium live event
in Saudi Arabia, but they put on WWE. But they put on hodgepodges of matches over there.
That man wrestled 2 matches and then got to wrestle for the title. So for Bad Bunny to be able to wrestle a match in Puerto Rico, his home state, his own like whatever you want to call it, right? His own country. I'm gonna call it country because I know it's not. But his own territory, where he's from, he can't main event that show. But you mean to tell me Logan Paul can go to Saudi Arabia and main event and compete for the WWE Championship? That's crazy. So you mean to tell me 2 singles guys who have a good? No, I don't right now. But you mean to tell me that 2 guys who are affiliated with the championship picture are going to main event this match, even though that we are in a place. I understand that this is a bigger story. I feel like I'm being Stephen A right now. I understand that this is a bigger story than what Damian Priest and Bad Bunny is. I understand that I understand the placement. I understand why it's there. I'm not going to sit there and knock it.
Why are we sitting up here arguing then?
Because I didn't like the match, and that's what you started with. That's it. Just because I didn't like the match, and you're like, oh, you got this wild ass take. Like, oh my God. I'm still going to go on the record and still say, like, I like this match. I graded this match great because I pulled myself out of where we were. But me personally, last night when I watched it, the first time I was like, I just don't fuck with this match. The second time I watched it, I was like, when I pulled myself out, I was like, yo, this is a good match. I'll give this a solid B+. So I watched the match twice. I just didn't fuck with it the first time I watched it. Now, if you would, then you asked me like, where would I put it on the card? I was like, yo, you open with it because it's a great story. You can start off hot, and then Bad Bunny, the guy who went 25 minutes. Yo, let him end the show. Let him close it up.
No,
he's wrestled 2 matches too. He deserves a main event spot. Logan Paul got it. Why can't he?
Okay. Well, then he can do it. Then let Bad Bunny do it in Saudi. Then
I'm gonna let you tell you
in Saudi. Let him win the championship tournament and let him face whoever for the belt. If that's what you're saying, let's do that. You're right. Absolutely, Cliff. You're right. Bad Bunny should be
this
main
is the
event.
reason why Bad Bunny didn't main event that premium live event.
Because it's not the story.
Look who Bad Bunny was facing. No offense to Damian Priest. Look who Logan Paul was facing.
Thank you.
If it was somebody the status of Roman Reigns, then I could see it being in the main event. No offense to Damian Priest. Not saying that he doesn't deserve it or anything, but if you're gonna look at it logically, that's the reason why Logan Paul main evented. And
again, I agree.
Brock Lesnar, like I said, Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, but to me,
Damian Priest versus Bad Bunny. And care?
Yeah, but this is really more about the match, is what he's saying.
Yes, but also the other part, 2 Boricuas being able to main event a show in Puerto Rico would be cool.
No, I'm not saying it wouldn't be cool, but I mean,
I get
Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes.
I said what I said.
Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes.
I've already said what I said. Like we 30 minutes over. Like, hey, you guys got my opinion. No, you're not getting this.
I'm so happy I'm in the middle. I'm happy I'm in the middle of this. This is great.
Brock, you shouldn't even be in the middle, bro. You've been agreeing with me and proving my point. You should be on my side. Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes.
I understand both sides of the story.
No one understands.
Especially when it comes to the match the match archetype for what happened. I understand how he sees that he just wasn't feeling it. It's something that he's seen before. That's what he's getting at, and I get it. But like I said, for me, it's something that needed to happen that way. And it probably happened that way for the main reason, because that's what everybody agreed on. And it was best for business.
It was.
It was solid and safe. You know what I mean? And everybody did look good at it. Nobody got hurt by it.
And to be fair, you're thinking about the bigger picture, right? You're thinking about what's it going to look like Monday night when you come back and you have Cody Rhodes opening Raw, and he's talking to the crowd about how he wants to win the WWE heavyweight title, right? Like all of that makes sense. 100%. I agree.
Yeah.
Me personally, though, looking at the show, because I'm short-sighted about it, I'm just looking at it like, hey, we in Puerto Rico, we have Damian Priest and we have Bad Bunny, 2 Boricuas, and we can actually do this and have all this stuff that we could throw at it, right? And we would still have the same effect, and we could close out the show, letting the crowd in Puerto Rico go home happy because they got to see 2 of their people represented in the main event. And that's where I look at it differently. And I do understand. I do understand the bigger picture, though, like of what WWE was thinking. It was like, hey, you know what? Let's put this match second. Let's put this match not co-main event, but like that match before co-main event, because the crowd will really get behind it. And then they'll get behind, they're going to get behind the bloodline, and then we'll go from there. And I do understand. I do get it. But to me, also, like, I gave the match structurally, I liked it. But I also.
You just said you didn't like. You just said you didn't like it.
Hey, I said, wait.
Thank you for listening.
Damien,
follow us. You know what to do.
I said, structurally, I liked it, but I didn't like the match. I personally didn't fuck with the match, but I liked it structurally. I understood why the match was going the way it was. So
that's what he's saying. He's just saying it wasn't for him. And I get that.
You can close the show, Damien.
All right, y'all. Just follow our shit. Everybody got all that bullshit. You know where the t-shirts are, and enjoy your day. I don't care if you like it or not. Like, don't follow me either. So, peace.
What the world? Get this out. No, you didn't. Get this out of here.